Hey everybody, today we're talking about Birthright, Book 1. Hey everybody, welcome back to BK's Bulls. As always, I'm your host, Brent and today we're talking about Birthright, Book 1. This is a deluxe hardcover, so let's compare it to another deluxe, same size, right? A little bit thicker, no dust jacket, but it's a beautiful book nonetheless. Here is a trade paperback on top of it, so you can see that. Boom, a little bit bigger, of course, floppy, right? We'll get to that one later. But Birthright, man, this is a series that I love. I fell upon this. I went to my local library years ago and picked up the first 4 trades of it, and then immediately was like, this is awesome. I need more of this. How far are they? So then I think I bought all the issues leading up to the most recent one that they had, trade that they had. And then I bought this monthly, I think from issue 30 or something like that. But this is a story of a family, right? And 2 brothers mainly, and a father and a son. So the idea is basically like it's heavy metal meets like it's a fantasy world where the fantasy world collides with our own, and that's kind of where we start off. Each arc is divided up as chapters. So you have chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it kind of collects 1 through 25 of the single issues, and I think all the arcs were 5 issues long. So the volumes 1 through 5 of the trade paperbacks, if you have those. But this is just a phenomenal presentation. It's written by Joshua Williamson. Art is all done by Andre Bresson, and I love his stuff. I love it here. There's detail when there needs to be detail. There's emotion. There's, artistic shortcuts, I guess you would call them. His style evolves a little bit as he goes on. Like, this is kind of a more put together style, and then as we get towards the end, like this, his face, that's a different character, but the way he draws faces does evolve over time. I mean, he was on this book for 50 some issues. That's a long freaking time. He did them, I believe he did them all. I can't remember exactly, but I don't remember a bunch of fill-ins. Yeah, like this Mikey looks different than the one that you see on the cover just a little bit. So his style kind of evolves. Anyway, so the idea is that there's a father and son, and they're playing baseball, and the son goes missing. And that's in like the first issue, right? And all of a sudden, the son returns and says, hey, I'm your son. And that's basically this guy right here. And it's like, no, the son I was playing catch with was all of like 10 years old. And they disappear for like 2 months or something, and they come back. So Mikey left his little brother behind. So his brother is the little redhead boy here, and they have to deal with each other while also dealing with the fact that Mikey's like an adult. He's been gone for years in this other magic dimension, and all that is kind of explained. There's like an elder god lore who's a bad guy, and he's destroyed this dimension, and Mikey has to go and kill him at the top of the mountain. So he's recounting his adventures of growing up in that world as an outsider, where you have people with wings and this demon guy down here. I can't remember all these characters' names. I will go back and reread it immediately for sure. But it's a phenomenal series. And then you have like his girlfriend comes back to across the portal and is like, hey, where's my husband? That kind of thing. And they're like, who are you? So you have the clash of the fantasy with reality with the helicopter. And at the same time, you have kind of like the flashbacks to when Mikey was growing up, as well as what's going on right now, right? And then they eventually all cross over into the I don't know if that's in this one, and maybe towards the end of this book, but eventually they all cross over into Mikey's world and have to go and do battle there. I think that's towards the end of the book. But it's a phenomenally drawn story. Like, I love every minute of it. Yeah, here you go. So now you have the dimension crossing over into the real world, and these guys are at war with each other, and they're trying to figure out who's the good guy, because you have some questions about Mikey and who he's aligned with in this far, far future. Like, you're seeing his past and him doing all these heroic deeds, but at the same time, he's also doing some questionable things. So where do his allegiances really lie? Like, is he really somebody we want to follow? So all that stuff exists in here. But yeah, it's gorgeous and gory and just everything you would want out of a fantasy book. I really, really love this book. So go and check it out for sure. But yeah, to be continued. So there's like a sketchbook here from Andre Bresson with some character designs, stuff like that. There's a foreword by Joshua Williamson in the front, and then you have the original series covers in the back here. So that's awesome. And then I guess these are some pinups. I don't recognize any of these. But yeah, and then I think these are connecting covers from something. But yeah. And there's your back cover. Runs for $60. I think I got it on Amazon for a pretty decent price, lower than that. So if you haven't checked out Birthright, it gets a high recommendation from me. This is something that I fell into and ended up really, really loving. And I can't wait to read it all in one shot, at least the first half, because book 2 hasn't come out yet. But when it does, I'm definitely picking that up. So highest recommendation for me for Birthright from Image Comics, Joshua Williamson, Andre Bresson. Go check it out. We'll see you guys on the funny pages. Thank you for watching.